I want you to be comfortable being honest. So what I want you to do right now, I want you to think about your life, and I want you to think about a part of your life that could be where you could be further along the road less traveled. Further along the road less traveled. I want you to think of a part of your life like, yo, man, I should be further than where I am right now. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I want you to take ownership. Now, Jeremy gave me a new word today. Jeremy said extreme ownership. And that's what I want you to do. From this day forward, you're about to go to a whole nother level because you're about to take what? You're about to take what? Come on, you're about to take what? Listen to me. We connected to God, y'all. We don't have to be fake. We don't have to be fake anymore. I wanted to free you up. I remember when I used to be fake. I remember when, and I wasn't trying to be fake. I just felt I wasn't going to be accepted if I wasn't who they thought I was. Does that make sense? So I was what I thought you wanted me to be so that you could accept me. And then God says that you're trying to be something that you're not, so you're never going to be accepted. So just be whatever you are. Nobody's preaching to you to be something else. I'm telling you that when God created you, he had something in mind. We need to be that. I remember Trey Hayden used to tell me all the time, you're minor in your major in your minor. I used to be like, what in the world? He like, bruh, you need to be more. I didn't realize that God did take me to Oakwood, but he didn't want me to take the same path that many of my friends that were in theology. God wanted me to go back in the world. So I looked forward to my boy because it wasn't what? This is what God always had for me, but there was a time where I would be what Trey or Irv wanted me to be, because when I wasn't that, it didn't seem like they accepted me the same way they accepted me when I dressed the way they wanted me to dress. When I talked the way they wanted me to talk. And perhaps if I would have just been myself, they still would have accepted me. I just felt like they wouldn't accept me if I was myself. And so I pretended to be something I wasn't. And I wasted a whole bunch of time because I ended up coming back to myself. And we still cool. Irv was just at Michigan State. We still cool. So God is saying you don't have to be fake. I know you in your mother's innermost parts before you were created. Come on. Before you were born, I knew you. If you got a sexual addiction, just tell me. If you an alcoholic, just tell me. If you can't read, just tell. God says when you was at Oakwood, you couldn't read. Why didn't you just tell me you couldn't read? Why was you faking it like you could read and you were skipping class, not because you wanted to skip, but you skipped on the days that they was going to make you read out loud. You should have just confessed you couldn't read and I could have helped. I'm just telling you, some of you in this room, man, God got so much for you and you can't get it because you're being fake. So I want you to think about an area. Go back to the definition. I want you to think about an area, according to the words forward, where you can go forward. The adverb, in the direction one is facing or traveling, toward the front. I press toward the mark of a higher, I press toward, don't nobody press backward. You don't press backwards, you press forward. And there are those of you in this room, because of what you've been through, you are quitting, you are giving up, you are surrendering. That is not God-like. That is not a characteristic of God. God didn't give you that. The enemy told you to be by yourself. The enemy told you to be lonely. Why? Because when he rejected God, he ran from God. Don't you run from God. Don't you run from your calling. Don't you run from your gift. Don't you run from the struggle. That struggle is meant to make you strong. That struggle, let me tell y'all something, I'm just being 1,000. When God gives you a gift and you in that gift, man, you could be so arrogant. I never knew I was going to be this. God is so smart that he knew I was going to be this. Oh, y'all missed what I just said. God knew when I was a high school dropout, when I was living in an abandoned building, eating out of trash can, God never even saw me like that. God then saw me like this. Oh, y'all missed what I just said. I'm talking to somebody. God don't see you like your mistake. You see you like your mistake. God don't see you like that. God don't, listen to me. I got one homeboy who always want to remind me when I see him. He always want to remind me. Remember that car accident you got into when you were somewhere being somewhere you were? I'm like, why does he always want to remind me? God don't even remind me of that. Like, every time I see my man, that's all he want to talk about. But I get it though, because I'm walking in my gift. I guess that's offend you. So you got to try to always remind me of the worst part of my life because you don't want to accept the great part of my life. I'm not mad at you, bruh. But God didn't see me like that. God saw me as this. And because God saw me like this, he allowed that to happen because God knew if nothing ever happened to me and I just got this, that I would be arrogant. But some of the mistakes I made is what made me humble. Some of the mistakes I made is why I connect to other people. It ain't the PhD that make me humble. It ain't the New York Times bestseller that make me humble. It's the stuff that I got into that God had to come and get me out himself.